Books that I read in October. That's what this is. I've been in a bit of a reading slump, which may not be immediately apparent because I still read quite a lot of books. Not enough books to split this wrap up into 2 parts, which I normally would. I think it will become apparent what I have done fairly shortly. I'll go through these in the order that I finished them. So for starters, I finished The Secret Chord by Geraldine Brooks, and I requested this as an advance copy from NetGalley, which means that I had it in an ebook form, so I was reading it on my phone. And then it came out, so I listened to it as an audiobook, and I really wasn't impressed by this. I had high hopes. It is a retelling of the story of King David from the Old Testament, and given the name, The Secret Chord, I thought that it was going to be more about his music and about his harp playing, but it kind of wasn't. It sort of follows him as he becomes king, and so there are various prophecies, and I found it to be very dry, to be honest. I was really hoping that it was going to be good. I like historical fiction sometimes, and I felt in the mood for it, but it just didn't really strike me as a good retelling. I just was quite bored by it, to be honest. I think I wanted to see more of the human side of these characters, and in some ways they were held at a distance. I gave it 2 stars. I was really hoping that this would be a 4 or 5 star read, but hey ho. So then I did some rereading. I re-listened to The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss, so that was the 2nd time that I've listened to that. And then I went back and re-listened to The Name of the Wind. The audiobook is rather marvellous, and yeah, it's just such a comfort read now. Then I did a buddy read of The Little Friend by Dunn. This is, I mean, Dunn is one of my favourite authors, but I didn't enjoy this as much as I'd hoped. I knew that it was going to be my least favourite of the 3 of them, but I also knew that there was more of a focus on female characters in this, so I had higher hopes because of that. So I liked this. What did I give it? 3.5 stars? 4 stars? Like, it was good. Yeah, 4 stars. I gave it 4 stars. My computer's down here, that's why I'm hunkering like that. Her writing doesn't seem as fluid and beautiful in this. It's got quite a southern gothic sort of feel to it, which is not something that I especially love. Actually, talking about this now, I'm not sure why I gave it 4 stars. Maybe I should have given it 3. It just left me wanting a bit more from it. Part of that was probably because it's a Donna Tartt novel, but if I'd read this and not known that it was by Donna Tartt, there's no way that I would have picked this as being by the same author as The Secret History and The Goldfinch. So then I treated myself, and I read the 3rd book in the Lifeship Traders series. The Lifeship Traders trilogy, I should say, The Ship of Destiny. I did listen to this as an audiobook, and yeah, I really love the series, and you're going to see what I did next, which is basically to just binge read Robin Hobb. So I finished this, and then I went back and started at the beginning, where you should start with her works. So I started with the Lifeship books because I heard that they were a bit more sort of literary and that you could read them apart from the others. I agree that this trilogy is better than the first trilogy, but I still really enjoyed the Varseer trilogy. So it's the Assassin's books. So Assassin's Apprentice, or what's the second one called? Royal Assassin, and then Assassin's Quest. So I'd heard that the 3rd book in that trilogy is not as good, but I enjoyed that one the most, and I found myself increasingly enjoying the trilogy as I went through. And I think that's because of the characters, and you become more and more attached to the characters as you go. So then after I finished the Assassin's trilogy, the Farseer trilogy, I went on to the Tawny Man trilogy, which starts with, what does it start with? Fool's Errand. Yes. Did I finish that this month? I'm not sure if I actually finished that in October. I might have finished that at the beginning of November. Oh yeah, I finished that at the beginning of November, so I'm not going to include that. But yeah, I'm kind of a bit in love and obsessed with Robin Hobb, and I've been audiobooking all of them. So the final book that I finished in November, and oh dear. So this is probably the reason for my sort of book slump. And I don't feel like this book should have done this, but it's mostly because of the length. It's City on Fire by Garth Risk-Hallberg. And oh, I had such high hopes, and I was really enjoying it for a lot of this. I got to over 3/4 of the way through, I would say, and I just got stuck. Then I got to a bit where there was momentum. It was right at the beginning of kind of the build up to the climax of the book, and I just stopped. And I didn't feel that compelled to pick it up. And I kept telling myself that no, this is really good, but at the same time, if it wasn't forcing me to pick it up, I don't really feel like it was. In the end, I finished this on audiobook, which I hadn't planned to do. I had planned to finish this before it got released on, what, the 22nd of October, but obviously that didn't happen. So I bought the audiobook and read the last couple of 100 pages on audiobook, which got it finished. I think the thing with this book is it has really good characters. I felt pretty invested in most of them. It jumps in time quite a bit, and you've also got these bits, which to begin with I thought was quite novel, in that you've got bits which are handwritten and different kind of mediums, I suppose. It's not all just typed as normal. You've got, yeah, the handwritten bits. There's a fanzine. Where is it? A fanzine kind of thing in there as well, written by a teenager, which kind of looks like a scrapbook type thing. Which, okay, to start with, I thought that was quite neat. But then it just started to feel quite gimmicky, to be honest. I feel like that's been done before, and it doesn't need to be done again. It's jarring for the reader, and you kind of have to piece these pieces together, and I just didn't really feel like it gelled as a whole. I wanted to love this. I really wanted to love this, and I still think that it's a very accomplished book, but it just can't have been that compelling if I didn't want to pick it up when I was nearly at the end, and you know, when the action was actually happening. So to be honest, it's more a feeling of relief that I've finished this book. I was going to do a whole review on this, and I was hoping that it was going to be a rave review, but I don't think I can. No, I know that I can't. I do wonder if this would have been better had I read it all in one go, if I'd taken it away on holiday or something, rather than over a period of weeks, over a month. Or if I had read the whole thing on audiobook, maybe that would have made it better. But anyway, I don't want to put people off reading this book, because I think it has a lot to offer. It has great characters, and there's a lot to discuss. If it wasn't so big, it would be a great book club book. Anyway, that's enough. That's enough of me rattling on. The Robin Hobb binge continues. My November wrap up might not be that interesting either. Anyway, those are the books that I read in October. Hopefully the book slump won't continue. But I'm really enjoying the Robin Hobb. Really, really enjoying the Robin Hobb. So that's a plus. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, as always, and I will hopefully see you next time. Bye!